Hey everybody, time for a little 40K hobby of progress, which obviously involves my Tal Barracuda here, which I've been working on diligently for the last couple days. I spent most of the week doing Orcs and Goblin stuff, but I want to get this guy assembled and get ready to paint for next month on the Freebooters Forum. So pretty much I'm ready to go to the final assembly. I've gotten all the sanding and filling done. See, there's a lot of liquid green stuff on here everywhere. I don't know what happened, but I started using the liquid green stuff again, and even with wet sanding, it was fine. I don't know what happened the first time I tried it. I don't know if I didn't let it cure enough or something, but it definitely held up to the wet sanding I did on it this weekend. So let's talk about some of the things I had to do to it. The biggest project was getting the missile rack in there correctly, because you can see these little notches down in here. The idea is for the missile rack to go down and slide forward and lock, and then you can slide it back and let it hang down below to fire the missiles. The problem is when I tried to get it in here, it didn't fit. I mean, it would fit without the side pieces, but once you tried to put those in, it couldn't go down far enough. And so I spent some time trying to figure out how to get this modified. This is the piece. I was trying to get just the little knobs to move and pin them or something. That didn't work, so I figured doing it this way, cutting these whole big blocks off and then just putting space around it would be stronger, and it in fact works. So this piece will just slide down and lock forward. And it's held in place by the side vents, which as you can see required some spacers here. So after that's in place, you just put these in place. Just sit down right on the spacers I've made. There we go. Just like that. And it'll come down like that. So that's the missile rack. I'm quite happy with that. The side burst cannons were probably the easiest because there was almost no casting problems with these whatsoever. And I'm probably just going to put these together before I prime it. So the main dome will just sit in here like this. And these snap in from underneath. And actually this piece here is a larger diameter than here, so it will stay in place, and they're not removable once they're in place. And of course they'll rotate and the gun will go up and down. Probably the most work I had to put into this was the cockpit, because it was just completely the wrong shape. So I ended up having to let that sit in hot water for a while, and just to the point where it was almost like paper. It was so bendable, so then I got it to fit. And that was after doing a lot of sanding and filing, and so it's just kind of messed up, but it fits now. It's the right shape. I'm not going to worry about putting the any cockpit in, because I'm just going to glue this down. I'm just going to glue that down, so there's no point in putting the pilot in there. There's the engines will be in the back. Like that. And landing gear doors, so the landing gear is going to be up, so they're just going to go up on there like that. So, and finally is the flight stand. See, so this is the original hole that comes in the kit from way back before there was the big Valkyrie stand. So all I did was I ended up drilling a hole in the top of the Valkyrie stand and a smaller hole for a secondary pin. And just 1/8 inch plastic rod and a 1/16 brass rod, and it'll hold it in. It doesn't rotate, and it's more than sufficient to hold it up. It's right in there for just the friction fit, and that'll be good enough. All I gotta do is finish the base, obviously, with some texture and stuff. But yeah, so now it's time to move on and put this thing together. Do the final gluing. I'll be back in a bit. So here we are, a day later, and it's all glued together. All the glue is dried, so here is the completed Tal Barracuda, finally. I still got some sounding dust to wash out here and there before I can prime it, but it's all built, ready to go. Here's these turrets spin, and they're all glued in and stuck in place. And burst cannons move. Yeah, the missile rack drops down. It's a little sticky. It's still a little stickier with the stuff actually glued in than it was before, but it still works. It drops down. So those are smart missile launchers. Uh, just goes up and in. So yeah, it's really, I mean, once it's assembled, it's not a whole lot different considering most of the vehicle is one big giant chunk of resin. But it's not exactly perfect. There's still a couple flaws here and there, but nothing that I'm going to really cry over. I might do some wet sanding on a primer in a few spots after it's all done. Of course, this didn't fit very well because I screwed that up, but that's my fault. Oh, and of course, and on the flying stand. Oops. There it is. It's nice and level and sturdy, and this ain't going nowhere because it's really not that heavy of a model. It's not that much heavier than a Vendetta is, really. So yeah, I think it's just awesome. It's an awesome looking model. Can't wait to get it painted. So that's my hobby update for now. One completed, or one built Barracuda. Thanks for watching.